Well, there's certainly one thing true about the real estate market. It's consistent, consistently changing. Whatever's happening today, don't expect it to be around tomorrow because it will be different. Last year, people were hesitant to do anything. They were concerned about what was going to happen on the political front. They were concerned about the economic picture. They were concerned about interest rates. They didn't know whether the housing market was going to crash or whether it was going to jump through the ceiling. So, consequently, people didn't do anything. And that was true for a couple of years, actually. Now, the beginning of 2025, things changed as far as that goes. A lot of sellers decided, gee, I've been in this house too long, my family has grown, or it's gotten smaller, or I'm ready to retire, or something. It was time for them to move on, and they decided to take the plunge. So inventory went up. Now, normally when inventory goes up, that means prices go down. However, this year, buyers were in the same situation. They had put their lives on hold for quite some time also because of all the unrest in the market in general. And now they decided it's time. We want to move. We want to get into a new home. So because we had more sellers and we had more buyers, it did not really affect the price of houses much at all. I will get into that. We did go down slightly, but not much. So coming into this year, let's look at some of the changes. The biggest change we saw was when the word tariffs became such a buzzword. Obviously, when there's concern about something like that, the stock market reacted. It went down. Now, when the stock market goes down, the bond market usually goes up, and it did just that this year. Since our mortgage rates are connected to the bond market, they reacted also. In one day, our interest rates went down from 7.1 as an average down to 6.55. That is major. Now, I said things don't last. Within 2 days, that turned around. So if you had been pre-approved by a lender, you had things rolling, you knew where you were going and what you qualified for, you could have jumped on that 6.55 rate. But if you were starting from scratch, it was too late. You didn't have time to lock your loan in at that rate. And remember, as I always say, and I'm not the only one, you date the rate, but you marry the house. So house prices are ultimately your biggest concern because the rates will change. So what happened to the price of homes in the first quarter? Well, the average price in Ravalli County was $573,400. That was down about 2.6% from this time last year. And how that relates is the average one-bedroom house was $377,000, which was down 13.4% year over year. The average two-bedroom house was at $410,000, which was down 2.3%. The average three-bedroom house was at $577,700, which was again down 2.3%. And the average four-bedroom house was $697,500, which was down 8.8%. And five bedrooms and above, they averaged $900,000, which was down almost 9%. So the type of house you're buying does have an effect on what happened to the price last year. But no matter what you say, prices are high, and therefore conventional loan limits went up. You now can go up to $806,000 for a conventional loan. So the thing to remember is be prepared. Decide what you're going to do, find out what you can do, and then just keep a really close eye on that market. It will change. And along with that, make sure you're working with a real estate agent who stays on top of things too. It is important. For more information, call us at 406 777 0710.